what? Mic check number one.
We like
Mic check number two.
Hello. Does anyone hear me? Hello? Do you want to hear me?
What you have for
You want me
breakfast?
to start to sing? I didn't have anything for breakfast. I
Me
went to
either.
work and had 3 cups of coffee. Number 3,
Four.
4. Testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. You can? Okay, Dina is in 1.
Oh,
Sorry, Dina's in 1. S1. Okay, go ahead. Oh, mic check, mic check. Can you hear me? It's got to be that chest in the way.
it's
I don't know.
your,
Here we go.
your boobs are in the way there, girlfriend.
They're always in the way. Okay. Can you hear me now? Good.
You know, Joey Urkel died.
Hello? Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay, and then we think we heard Judy. Judy? Okay, so you guys are on the camera? No, we're not on visually, we're on audio-wise. Judy?
Yes.
Thanks for the heads up. We're on YouTube? Yes. Audio. Hello. Ah, okay. Are we ready? Yeah. And then you've got the four mics. That's what we're moving on. Okay. So, we are on.
Did you like, do you have like an introductory, like,
No.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Somerville Overcoming Addiction Show. My name is Joanne Revicchio, and
Hi.
we have a poster out here, and there's an event that's going to be held in Waltham. So let's talk about that.
That is going to be Waltham Overcoming second annual awareness event. It's also going to be a memorial event for my niece Julia and for Debbie's daughter-in-law, Karen. And so we call it the Recovery Fest because it's kind of like a festival, carnival type atmosphere, 5K, and a lot of resources. We'll have a lot of resources out there, fun for the family.
Sort of like what you had last year?
Basically the same thing. I think we're going to add a bike run this year, though.
Bike run. That's interesting.
right? There's friends of Carrie's mom has friends that are in a motorcycle group, and we asked them if they would like to do a motorcycle ride in memory of Carrie, because she was like a niece to all of them. You know, they've known her since she was a baby. They were honored. They were honored that we asked them.
I think it's wonderful, but when you said bike run,
I thought
I
you
was
thought a
thinking
pedal bike.
about a bike.
Oh,
and
Well,
not
a
bike.
pedal bike.
I don't think I could pedal a bike much these days.
And it's so funny because to know these girls, I knew pedal bikes were out.
Yeah.
motorcycle run. Actually, we've been talking 10:30. So if you are going to register the same day, you need to be there by 9:30, 10 o'clock.
I think you'll be seeing Jimmy Walker there.
Jimmy Walker will be right up in the front line,
Yeah,
I'm sure, of
he
the
just
5K.
he just ran
The Harrington.
Harrington 5K yesterday,
Yep,
and he did pretty good for himself. And he really enjoys
that's awesome.
running, for addiction, because I think that's great. And so you'll have a 5K.
We have a 5K.
There's bouncy houses
we've got-
because we did
yeah.
last year. We did the dance off last year.
we
I had
did the-
so
we
much
did
fun at
that.
that event.
And then what we definitely have to do, because it's Dina's pride and joy, is the photo booth. Gotta have the photo booth. If you don't have the photo booth, yeah, if you don't have the photo booth, Dina's not coming. Dina's not coming, the selfie photo booth.
So
Yeah.
now where is this taking place? On the Waltham.
On the Waltham
Commons,
Common where it
on
same with
Waltham
last year.
Commons, Sunday, September
10th
10th
at 10 a.m.
at 10 a.m.
And
So
it's at 610 Main Street.
610 Main Street. But if you want to register to run the 5K, you're going to need to be. Can you go online and register?
So you can register at racewire.com, and you can find the links on the Waltham Overcoming page to do that.
Okay, so you could go on Facebook, Waltham Overcoming, and it will tell you how to do it from there. Because I know there's a lot of runners out there.
Yeah, and we set it up so that you can walk, run,
Yeah.
or you can build a team. So if you, I know for myself, I have a lot of family members that are going to come out to support Julia as a team. The Paisano family, who lost their son Scott last summer, they're going to have a team put together. So you can do something to honor your loved one as a family.
Oh, that sounds really interesting.
And that sounds very
We
interesting
didn't
because
do
you
it
can walk
last
it.
year. We just did the regular 5K. We didn't say anything about teams, but people have asked, can we form a team?
because I think the Frankie Revicchio team should be stepping up
There
the
you go.
plate.
There you go. That would be wonderful. That'd be
Do
great.
you think I'm running?
No, you
No,
can
you
walk.
can walk. You can walk.
I said I was going to walk, and Julie, who is the founder of Waltham Overcoming, she goes, oh, no, you can't walk or run because you're part of Waltham Overcoming Addiction. You can't leave the common.
Yeah.
I want to do it this year. She's like, no, I need to.
She goes,
But
no,
it
you
won't
can't
take you long. You still can.
I
do it at
I've
the beginning.
done 5Ks. Like I usually do the AIDS walk every year. This is the first year in like 12 years I haven't done it, and I do a 5K in like less than an hour and a half because I
Great.
power walk.
Yeah.
I power walk.
And you got legs.
Yeah, I got legs.
She's got legs.
So that would be great. I mean, if you're not doing anything that weekend, definitely look them up because we had a really fun time. It's very family orientated, and that's what I love about you guys is that, some of Overcoming Addiction, we've always stuck to the fact that we're about family as a whole because addiction is, it gets everybody as a whole. So what else have you guys been doing? You guys interest me because you guys are always up to so much.
Well, like yesterday, we just Dina and I were talking to Joanne about it when we first came in. Carrie that passed away on May 7th. Very new to me. It's very new. I'm very emotional about it. But we went to Boston to the mile and bring clothing and feed them. And I did it yesterday, and I think it was too soon for me. And I was like totally overwhelmed. Like when I got home last night, I had to go to my room. I just had to go to my room. And because when all of this happened, addiction takes in all different ways. And when the death of Carrie happened, my son's fiance, he was in jail. He was in jail when it happened. I had to be the bearer of the bad news and tell him what happened. And now I'm watching his emotional pain is the hardest thing I've had to go through as a mother. Because me, I'm also a person in long-term recovery, and I'm just watching this addiction rip people apart. It's ripping people apart on a daily
We just
basis.
lost a Somerville kid yesterday, or this morning. I'm not really sure where, but we would like to extend our condolences to the Yurko family on the loss of your son. It's tragic. It's tragic. It's
I think a lot of, for me, you guys know my story. I've been impacted by addiction.
no,
whole life.
you were a sibling.
Well,
You were a child
my
of
parents were
yes.
addicts, and then, then I
Yeah.
was married to an addict, and then my kids became addicts, and so I've I've always been the outsider impacted by it, and there's a lot of post-traumatic stress that goes along with that, and which I think is basically what you're saying, how yesterday affected you, because I felt that, oh, I hit the mic. I felt like I was having some post-traumatic stress yesterday too, and Julie, I know it's been longer, about 6 months since Julie passed, almost 7 months now, I think. But when I lost my niece last year, it rocked me. I'm still not the same, and I don't know that I'm gonna get back to the person I used to be. I don't even know that I want to, because it makes me look at things differently now. And it just makes you realize like how precious life is, and how this disease does impact the entire family unit, which is why I think it's important to include teams at these types of events, so that the family can come together and do something
healing
that's healing,
process.
and process this grief that is just.
No, it does affect the whole family. It does. And that's why next week, I'm going to have a guest on that's going to be talking about we're talking about having a group meeting once a week, or maybe once, I don't know exactly if we're going to do it once a week or twice a month or even once a month. But it's geared to everyone involved in addiction. It's not just the family. It's also having people in recovery come and tell their story, so that everybody's all in the same room learning about codependency. We're going to have a priest or a pastor involved as well.
Right.
Well, that's good.
That's
And
important.
I think it's a good idea
It is
that
important.
we all talk about the addiction together, and even allow even someone that is actually active come in and talk, because sometimes you need someone to go in between, to mediate. Sometimes
Yes.
you can't handle the situation yourself. So sometimes when you have someone else that's there to open up and have you open up about the situation, it might heal a
Right.
certain part of what's going on in your family life. Because Cathy here, she lost her son how long ago?
I didn't lose my son, my son's best friend.
Your son's best friend.
Right.
Okay. How long ago was that?
That was a year and a half ago.
Okay. About a year and a half ago. So that's very, very close to you.
Mm-hmm.
And is your son having a problem with addiction?
My son did have he's clean right now.
Oh, I'm very
But-
happy about
I
that.
know, that's
We have recovery, how
Yeah.
long?
Yeah,
Recovery
a year.
is great.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
See
great.
that? Recovery for a year.
Yeah.
Recovery works.
Yeah,
It happens.
It does.
And now you have my situation where I had two. One's in recovery and one had passed on. Frankie's been gone almost 7 years. Is it 7 years? No, it's going to be 8 years.
8 years.
In November 15th. And then we have Dina.
Yeah, so for me, it was both of my sons, who are both now in recovery.
Which is great.
Yeah, my
That's
youngest.
right, knock on wood.
But you were also a child of addiction. I mean, that is deep, because I mean,
And I can relate a lot to your grandson.
yes,
But
yes.
For right now, and I pray to God that it stays this way. My youngest have 4 years this summer. He just got his electrician's license.
Wonderful.
As an apprentice. And my oldest had 3.5 years in relapse last year, but he's since gone back to recovery.
Nice.
And he had 1 year on March 31st. So
Excellent.
we're back on the track of healing. But again, my family was rocked last year. I lost 2 cousins and my niece, who I raised like a daughter, and
All in 1 year.
all in 1 year.
All in
all
Very
within-
close together.
All within
Yeah.
4
2
months
months,
of
right?
each other. Yeah. So Julia passed on October 9th, and then my cousin's oldest son passed on actually my mother's birthday, which is November 13th, and so it's just a lot. Last year was really, really tough for me.
It was a tough
I think it's tough for a lot of us.
It is.
And it seems like the emotions, the ups and the downs, and a lot of us that are out there trying to help people with recovery, it's a sad situation.
It is.
And it does emotionally
It is.
upset.
Like I say to people that a lot of people don't know what it's like to mourn a life that's still alive.
Right.
And I'm like complete hats off to actually, I'm going to include myself in this, to all of us, because we've suffered so great losses time after time after time. I mean, but yet are helping other people kind of shine, because we've helped so many people and we've lost so many. The mental part of suffering a loss that's still alive while trying to help somebody else. And sometimes I think that it's harder when we do help that other person, because you got to think to yourself, well, why can't I help them? And, and sometimes it doesn't work out like that. But yet we still, minute someone calls,
Right there.
we're right
Yeah.
there, no matter how bad we're suffering. Now, I know that when you lost Julia, you've also that whole time mourning her death, accepting her death, missing her not being in your home near you. You've helped how many people?
Countless, honestly. I don't keep track of that.
Right.
Because in all honesty, I feel like before I found the online community, I was so alone in this world. Like, I didn't have anybody to relate to, and most of my family members that are my elders are gone, so I didn't really have anywhere to turn. So when I found this core group of people, it was
We fit.
It was a lifeboat for
We
me.
fit.
Yeah, it was a lifeboat. And since then, I mean, I'm still struggling. I've been fighting a severe depression for months, and some days are worse than others. But when I can, reach out my hand and comfort a mom or dad, or help somebody find a resource or treatment, it just makes you feel, it just takes that weight off of that
Right.
sadness just a little bit,
Mhm.
And so I love you guys. And
I love you guys too.
I wouldn't be half as where I am right now if it wasn't for
And you
all the
have to
support I
realize
got.
we've been here since the start.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of people have come, a lot of people have gone, a lot of people have moved on to bigger things to say, but we've still stayed in our community
Yeah.
to do these things for, like, because we want to, not because we're profiting from something, not because we're gaining anything, because we have nothing.
No. Yeah.
If somebody said to me, well, what do you have? I'm like, me. I'm like my mind. It's like, I could think of
And what a
20.
mind that is.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
because I
sure.
could think of 20 resources right off the top of my head without a book.
Exactly.
And I'm constant, and like you're constant, that I know that I could call you. How many times have I done that? Like, I need help, boom, and it's there.
It's there.
I've done that.
When I was
Networking.
networking is so important. Like, they were laughing at me because I just moved. I know I don't look like a senior, but I am. And I moved into senior housing with my husband, and I went around the corner to the new Dunkin' Donuts now in the morning for me because it's in my area. And I put on Facebook when I got back in the van before I went to pick up the students for school, I said, nothing like networking at Dunkin' Donuts at 6 o'clock in the morning. And that's exactly what I did. I ran into somebody that's got a lot of influence in the city of Waltham. And I said, this is what we got, and this is what we need. And he said, call me. Cathy and I just hit. She grew up with the girl. I'm quite a bit older than the girl. But just come to find out that she works for Middlesex Human Services and has for 20 years. She said, call me. I'll do whatever I can to help you. This is the things that we.
Yes.
Yeah. This is something that, like I have said, and I even said it to the gentleman that I was networking with at Dunkin' Donuts. Waltham is too quiet. And the big thing in Waltham, I don't know if you have it over here or not, but the big thing in Waltham is, I don't want anybody to know. And I want to say, well, why don't you open the front page of the paper because it's there.
We suffer not. That's not my kid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not my
Yeah.
kid. No, not
Yes.
mine.
And then,
Okay.
And it's
But what-
so hard to
But when
see.
it was my kid, I was that mother for a while. I really was.
I
I
never
was
was
never
that,
that
me
mother.
either.
neither.
I was that mother
I'm always
for a
like,
while.
what do you
that
do
it wasn't
now?
my kid. I kept it all boggled inside. And then all of a sudden, I was telling anybody. I was
Yeah.
at Hannaford talking to people in line. My kid's a heroin addict,
And,
you know?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so for me, they always say hindsight is 20/20, and I always struggled with, why me, why this, why that, why did I have to grow up this way, why did I have to have drug addict parents, why did I have to go through foster care, why did this, da-da-da-da. But I took all of that experience when it happened to my boys and my nieces. I always just knew from that growing up that addiction grows in secrecy. So I was the
hey, the kids are all
Yeah.
done over here. Like, I need help. Like,
I was the
making all
crazy
kinds of
lady
noise,
too.
You know, and if I hadn't had that upbringing and that childhood that I had, I wouldn't have known better. I
Right.
wouldn't have known any
Right.
different. And
Because
would-
we lived
Yeah.
a
because
secret.
even
Yeah.
though I made a lot of noise, I lived with shame over it. I felt like a failure
Yeah.
as a parent, and
Mhm.
like nobody. I had no peers that I could relate to.
Right.
Even though my town is overrun with this problem, but nobody was talking about it.
Right.
Right.
You know, and
You
so
felt all
we
alone.
So we were that family
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I was talking.
I
about
was
it.
that family. I was that family
Yeah.
because my father was an alcoholic.
Mhm.
And
No, but just think, you know, we look, several years ago, you really didn't talk about it.
No,
No one
you
really
didn't know.
talked
No.
about
No.
addiction. All right, and then we had people like Greg Williams make Anonymous People
Yeah.
that talks about 80% of this country is affected by addiction.
Mhm.
Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, you might think it's in the closet, but a lot of people know what's going on in your life. Not everybody is,
not
is,
right.
you want to keep it quiet, but everybody already knows.
That's why
So
we
the
say
point
it's
is,
your
why
secret.
bother trying, what you're trying to do is to hide, or you don't want to admit it.
Right.
You don't want to admit there's a problem in your house,
Yeah.
when there is, when everybody already knows.
I
So
heard
now's
from
the
a
time to
gentleman a
get-
long time ago, you're only as sick as the secret.
Yeah, the secret.
And I
Yeah.
live by that. I don't keep any secrets
Me
anymore.
neither.
You know, because I mean, there was so many secrets. It, not just my family, kids that I grew up with, like that I knew of. I think I thought we were the only one that had alcoholism in my family. I know different today, but that's how I felt. Like, how come I have to have a father? And he wasn't like he was a binge drinker, but like you come home from school and your father's asleep under the clothesline. Like the kids are like, "What's your father doing?" I'm like, "Getting a tan." Like, what do you say? What do you say?
I know.
Right.
I
No,
don't mean to
and-
laugh, but
no,
I
but
can
it's
just
just-
relate to
yeah.
it because I grew up in a part of Lowell that had Lowell has boroughs, but in the borough that I lived in, there was an upper class and a lower class. So I lived in Lower Belvedere, and I went to school with all the kids in Upper Belvedere, which were all like the politicians' kids. And so I felt so isolated as a child that I could never ever bring friends home. Never. That was just like I just couldn't
Yeah.
do it. It was not
My thing was
something that could happen.
that doesn't make any sense to me, and it still doesn't. Even though I live, I work through addiction, and and I'm in recovery. My son's a drug addict. How can he do that after how he lived with his mother and father?
I think about that all
Yeah.
the
How
time.
how
How do you
come?
repeat
Like, how do-
time?
Like I'm like, when he first started, when I caught him smoking
And
pot.
they didn't like it when they were
No.
younger neither.
And then
That's
when
what
I
they-
first caught him smoking pot, it was like, I was devastated. But then the first time I ever found a syringe in his pants pocket, I thought I was going to have a heart attack. And now it's like, I keep my fingers crossed because he's with my sister and he's doing okay right now. But my thing is that phone call. The phone rings in the middle of the night, and it's like,
Nobody can understand how we have to live with our telephones on 24/7.
they don't.
It's
I
like
do, I
People
have
like-
it right beside my bed.
Me too. People will say, why don't you shut your phone off? And are you
Some-
crazy? No, no,
sometimes
no.
sometimes it will ring and it will be like 9:05. I will start crying.
Yeah.
And I'll walk to the phone like it's going to be my last time walking to it. And it's like I always like peek over.
I
and
peek over too.
I'm afraid of it if it rings after a certain time or if it's real early in the morning. I search the house first, and it's hard when they're not there because I don't know what it is. So
Yeah.
now every time that phone rings, I'm like,
No, that's for a lot of parents as well, that their children are in recovery. Because you don't know if it's going to be the time that he relapsed.
That's what I was
Or
just
she
gonna
relapsed.
say about
Yeah.
my son Tony. A couple weeks back. He's got almost 4 years working full time, doing great. I mean, he's not perfect. I'm not gonna pretend that he is, but he went to a basketball game probably about 5 weeks ago, and he got separated from his friends. So I got a call at 1 o'clock in the morning from his cell phone, and this kid never calls me anymore, like, unless he's coming to visit. Like, I don't get that, I'm in trouble call anymore. So I see his number at 1 o'clock in the morning, my heart literally starts pounding out of my chest. Like, I didn't even say hello. I'm like, I answered, what's wrong? And this is this is something that parents really need to talk about. Living with this level of fear on a constant basis.
Because the
It
stress
does so
wears
much
on you.
to your, emotional health, your physical health, your mental health. I mean, it really needs to be talked about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And how many people out there are not gonna admit it
Right.
to you or to anyone else, but they're going through that.
Right.
And something that's so crazy, guys, it's like, I'm tired.
We were just all saying the same
I'm
thing.
tired.
A lot of us are tired.
I'm tired.
a lot
I'm
of
tired
people
of
out
the
there-
despair, even though there's so much good, coming from it. It's like you get 5 steps ahead of yourself. You're like, yeah, and something happens,
And you go 10 steps back.
and you just go right back to the square one that you don't know nothing.
It's a roller coaster
It's
ride.
a-
This disease definitely keeps you humble because, it's like they say, cunning and baffling. And,
Yes.
Insidious.
As much as all of us know collectively,
Yeah.
something could happen that we've never experienced before and set you right on your heels.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, and it like spinning, and sometimes it's just, I know that I find myself often now just sitting, and I'm not really thinking about anything, but yet it's like I'm not here. I'm like somewhere else.
You
And
just need that time. You need that downtime.
yeah, because it's like processing all of it. It's really hard. It's really hard. And not to say that we all maintain a job on top of that. And it's like we're holding the
You mean
fort.
we're not independently wealthy?
Yeah, and we're not.
I wish we were.
And we're holding down a fort that's being attacked 24/7.
Right.
And it's like, if I had big medals, I'd pin it on so many of us, because there's like, we go out there, we go out into the street, we face these things, even though we know that our loved ones have either passed or they're active out there. And a lot of times we go out there to help to try to find them,
Absolutely.
and we do that a lot. We find. We're better than the FBI, because we're not
Yeah, we are.
afraid. We're
Yeah.
not afraid
Yeah.
to go to
Tell
these.
them.
We're not afraid to go into these places that these other
That's
people
why we
are
call
afraid
ourselves the warrior mums.
of. And we are
Yeah,
warriors.
We are.
And it's like, and I know that we've helped a few people, and it's like what we do is we just gather in masses. We'd be like, let's give them stuff. Boom, you go out and you just feed them and start talking, and next thing you know it's like, there he is, or there she is.
And you give them a hug.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's all they need.
Yeah.
Try to help.
We did that yesterday, and a lot of the time yesterday was spent talking about the new app. That
Yes.
they are, the people out on the streets aren't aware of it. And I showed it to at least a dozen people.
Oh, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't
So
you
let's
explain
talk
the new
about
app?
UNIAP. Yeah.
So last year at the first annual Waltham Overcoming Addiction, I met with a friend, Mark Jones. He's don't kill me for this, but he's a software engineer, I believe, some
that's
kind of
what
a
he said.
programmer, computer guy. And we were talking about how we were putting the bed list out every day and how I had piloted that program when before it was rolled out to the website. And so we started talking, and he's like, did the numbers change and this and that? I'm like, yeah, and I explained everything that was going on. He's like, I could build you an app. And I was like, you could do what? He's like, oh yeah, I can make an app out of that. And I'm like, do it, let's go, let's do it. So we've been working on that since last October, and we rolled out the Droid version this past week. There's been over 100 downloads, and it's working great, but we got to get the word out.
So how do you
called-
get that? Yeah.
So it's called Marcy Road, and it's
Marcy?
Marcy, MARSI. It stands for Massachusetts Addiction Recovery Services Incorporated, and you go onto the Google Play Store and you can download it to your phone. And so what it does every 15 minutes, it gives an update of all the beds reported to PSAS. And then there's all kinds of drop downs. So you get all the detox beds, all the CSS beds, all the TSS beds, level 4
Oh my
detox,
gosh.
methadone clinics, every single Suboxone doctor in the state. We're going to be adding Vivitrol in the next rollout. But then it also has all the smart recovery meetings across the state every day. AA, all the meetings across the state every day, and NA across the state every day.
No, I think that we shared that on our page, didn't we, Joanne? We did, so if you want to look into it more, it's
Marcy Road, so, and the emblem is a white circle with the red Massachusetts state, like.
And it's just for
Yeah,
Android
looks like
right
the
now,
state.
though, okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for right now, it's just, we're still working on the iPhone rollout, but, for Droid, you. can
That's
get it.
amazing.
Yeah, it's
That's
very
amazing. All right, so it's
And-
only for the droids, not for
Not
iPhones.
for iPhone yet, we're still working on that.
Okay.
Should be rolled out- iPhone should be rolled out soon, but my favorite feature of this app is the copy button. So when you open it up and you go to the detox bed list, there's a little button on the bottom right-hand corner that you click on it and it copies it right to your phone. So you can go back out on social media and just click paste and it's right there.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
that's
amazing.
amazing.
Yeah, it's so great.
That's
It really
amazing.
is. So I mean, we
It
gotta
takes,
really.
like 30 seconds to
Right.
get the whole entire bed list now.
I think that's wonderful. I had the
And
honors of
meetings, and
downloading it
Meetings, too.
last week and before they actually
Oh,
announced
yeah,
the
and you
use
were
of
a
it.
beta tester, that's right.
Right.
Yeah.
It was really, really interesting, and it was so amazing. Like you said, CSSs, TSSs, everything,
I couldn't
everything
believe it.
all in this one app. So, like she said, MARSI.
Yep.
Okay,
Marcy Road,
on Google Play.
Google Play Store, yeah.
Is it free? A free app?
Free app.
It's a free app,
Yeah,
guys.
and that is, that's a byproduct of networking.
Yes.
Because, I'm not exactly sure how he's been impacted, but I know that he has. And it was important to him to use his skills to make a difference in fighting this epidemic.
Right.
And I mean, I can't give Mark Jones enough credit for what he's
Mark Jones, you're wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You rock.
Thank you for starting that app for us.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
So it's really exciting. I'll be even more excited once the iPhone version rolls out because then everybody can use it.
Right.
Right.
And
Amazing.
there are a lot of people in the recovery community that have iPhones, so we're working on it. We'll get it. Yes, I know. We'll get it right out, though. It's coming.
It's really good.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about heroin's killing my town? What have you been doing with that lately?
So basically, I mean, we're still doing the same stuff. We're still putting out, awareness content. I've been working on getting that app rolled out with Mark. I work with these guys at Waltham Overcoming to organize their events and just, trying to support the community at large. Like, if my biggest thing is, I have this platform that reaches so many people. Like right now, the page is reaching over 900,000 people a week. So I try to get everybody locally, like Somerville Overcoming, Malden Overcoming, the Harrington Foundation. I try to pay attention to my news feed in order to get their stuff out there because I know that helps bring the awareness that's needed for everybody in the state. And
Absolutely.
that's basically what, I just try to stay to the roots of why I started this to begin with.
I think that's wonderful.
She
I mean, a
wants
lot
to
of
always be in the background.
Yeah, I know.
She wants to be in the background. Like we'll say, Dina, like Julie said something the other day, and I said, "Don't rock Dina's boat." And I was telling Kathy on the way over here. You know what? You say something.
I do a lot of good work quietly.
Yeah,
Right,
and then
but
she
yeah.
does. But I mean, you
So
just.
don't you, Deb, when someone's gonna bring you out for your accomplishments before, and you always like, no.
Yeah,
And it's
It's
the
true. I
and
don't.
it's
Yeah.
the same with me and Joanne. We're like, no, we don't want the recognition. We don't need it.
Yeah.
What we do is we do from our heart, and we do it with the best of our intentions and to the best of our knowledge. And
I have to give credit to Marisol Hernandez because
She's amazing.
honestly, like if it wasn't for her, I definitely wouldn't have been able to keep it afloat. She's like my right hand person.
no, she's from the BSA.
She's a resource specialist and she's worked throughout the recovery community for years, so she knows the model inside and out. And with all of the stuff that I've gone through, there were days, and there still are some days where I can't get out of bed because I'm so depressed. And she totally she's got my back, and I gotta give her props
That's
for that.
nice.
Honestly. Like I couldn't
Thank
do
you,
it without her.
Marisol, for taking care of Dina.
Yeah, she does too. She's amazing. The
Yeah,
woman's You ask her a question, and if she doesn't have the answer, she gets on it, and then she's right back at you. I asked Dina a question one day, and she said, you know, you might want to ask Marisol. Marisol doesn't know me. And I just sent her a private message, and I said, can you give me some help here? I asked her the question, and within 45 minutes, I had the answer that I needed.
She's good.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
And there's so many of them
And
out
there's so
there.
many, so
out
many
there.
of us out there
Yeah.
in
Right.
the background doing
Well,
these sorts of
if
things.
we don't have the answer, we'll find it out.
We'll find
Right.
it.
And that's what it's all about.
Right.
You know, and that's why, like, we're really excited about this year. Last year, our first recovery fest that we had was nice. We had fun. Well, we had fun. Us girls.
We had a lot of fun.
We had a lot of fun. But it was lousy weather. We're praying for good weather this year. But it's like we have so much more planned. And the big thing is, like, we're trying to make it like really kid friendly because there's like a lot of people that say, oh, well, we can't. What about the kids? But well, we're trying to make it kid friendly. Like we had the bouncy houses. Now this year, we're
Don't say it.
pony and horse rides.
Don't say it.
Pony and horse
Don't say
rides.
it. It might not happen.
I think it will. I've already made some connections, but
Okay.
but it's like, and it's just like, and it's funny, and it's only because I'm from Waltham all my life. I just happened to mention, my husband and I stopped for an ice cream, and some friends of ours were at the antique car shows at the place up near the senior living where we live, and I just mentioned, you know, about us having this, and they're like, oh, what can we do to help? And so just jokingly, I said, can you find me a pony and a horse? And my friend said, you want just one of each? And I'm like, what do you mean? She said, I can get them for you. And I'm like, so I called Julie and I go, Julie, do you want a pony and a horse? And she goes, yeah, when are we getting them? When are we? Because that's all she ever says. She doesn't care about anything else. She wants a pony and a horse.
Yeah.
Got to have a pony and a horse. And
You
then
get
she
your
said,
horse, Julie.
yeah. And then you know what she wanted to do? Remember the carnivals years ago where you used to strap yourself in the swings that went up?
Oh
You
my
think we
God,
can
yeah.
fit those in? I said, you know what?
No, I have a friend that actually owns, it's not a swing, but it's a bungee.
Yeah,
right?
well, she said, do you think we could? And I didn't want to say to her because I grew up in Waltham, and that's where our 4th of July, we used to have carnivals at the Common, and they had those swings. But I don't want to tell her that. Julie, I'm not telling you that if you're watching. You know, but
Oh, she's working tonight.
but she said she was going to try to get, because she was the only one in the office.
She's on.
She's watching us. But I mean, we're like really excited about this year, that we want it to be really, really, it's important.
It is.
Yeah.
Have it be like a family affair
Yes.
because this disease affects the family as a whole. So we have to bring that positivity of the healing part of recovery that includes everybody.
And not only that, the amount of children that live with other family members because of addiction is astronomical. And it's hard to fit with other kids that don't.
I
and
know
it's
that
all
my
because
granddaughter-
you would talk about like your
Yeah.
secret.
Yeah.
That's their secret.
That's their secret.
And until they open up and accept that and the family thing. But last year when we went to your event, I do have to say that two of my favorite things was the free dance
We
that
did
we
good,
all
didn't we?
had. That
We did good.
that was really
We did
cool.
really good.
But also the hats and the boas, and because I actually lost myself in it.
Yeah.
I was like, put it on. I was like, all of a sudden I became very happy. I was like photo bombing everybody's pictures, and I was
you
just-
were.
I was like
know.
out of control.
Yeah.
Put a hat on me and I go crazy,
Yeah.
you know. But I lost myself for a while.
And that's a good feeling.
laughed.
That's a good
I
feeling.
laughed, and I actually laughed from inside.
Yeah.
Like, and I just, and that's what I remember, and I remember that. And I also remember meeting Denise Sullivan. So is that her name, Denise? And then I remember meeting Denise, and going to things like this. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to meet, because you're supposed to go to have fun, but you meet people that you connect with, that understand where
Right.
you're coming from
Exactly.
and not afraid to talk to you. And the kids meet the other kids, and then they connect because they know what they're going through, and things that maybe you can't say to someone else, you can say to somebody that's going through it, and like start their own little community. And it's hard because of the, I don't know, laws or whatever, but I honestly think that we should start having a younger group of
Yeah.
kids, where kids come in and talk about what have happened to them.
I, for me, decided that because of my son has a 13-year-old daughter, and she was devastated over the death of Carrie, and she's having a real issue with her father right now because she feels as though he abandoned her.
Yes.
Because of his addiction, he hasn't been available as a dad,
Right.
and he was for a long time. And she said to me, I said, I hope you don't hate Daddy. And she said, Nana, I don't hate him. I love him, but I don't like him right now.
Right.
And she said to me, at 13 years old, she looked at me and she said, and you have to give me time. And in my
Right.
time, is
Right.
Exactly.
Because with the kids, it's almost like you have to go through, not that I feel like it's bad, but you have to go through like a mental health, and they want to talk to him by himself. Why can't these kids have a little group amongst themselves and talk about kids stuff, what they're feeling? Because we're going through the same thing. It's like all these time, it's like hate the disease, not the person, but yet.
So, but when you're a kid, and I can speak only from my own
Mhm.
personal experience, is that you don't differentiate. You don't. I mean, I I knew because my mother didn't hide it. Like she thought I was her best friend, so she would wake me up and do drugs in front of me. So I knew at a really young age what was going on. But there are a lot of kids who don't know what's going on. They just think that they're not loved, and that's what it feels like. It feels like your parents love something else more than you and abandon you, and that's not really what it is. And I think that the younger that we can talk about it with the kids, the better. They say age appropriate, et cetera, but in all honesty, these kids are exposed to things that other people
Thank
are
you.
not exposed
Exactly.
to
Thank you.
at an age where they shouldn't be, and that makes you grow up much faster. I grew up so fast, it was.
And not
I
talking
never
about
had
it is not
childhood.
going to make it go
No,
away.
Right, and so a lot of the time, I felt very isolated and out of place, that I didn't have any peers that I could relate to or associate with.
Exactly.
Growing up the way that I did. So I think that you're really onto something there, and maybe it should be you that starts it, because you're going through that.
I'm
with your
going
Jimmy,
through
and,
it. I'm going through it
he-
bad.
I didn't start talking about it, and I wouldn't even say it was publicly. I just confided in my sixth grade teacher was amazing. Her name was Mrs. Gallagher. She changed my life. I finally had it. I couldn't keep the secret anymore. I had to tell somebody. But I had already been in and out of foster care so much, I was afraid of who could I tell, because I didn't want to go back to another foster home. And my teacher at the time knew that I, had been in and out of foster care since I was 4. So when I told her, she didn't call DCF. She called the DARE officer in, and they gave me one-on-one classes with the DARE officer, and that really, impacted me.
Right.
We don't have DARE as much anymore.
I know.
Right.
But
Because
if it
That's too
hadn't been
bad.
for that teacher, I mean, I probably would have ended up on drugs too.
yeah, because we suffer from the absence of it.
Right.
It's like the abandonment part. And sometimes you have to wonder to yourself, okay, you have children that grew up with it in their home now, and you have kids like me, they're not in that home, but yet the damage that's there is just it's huge. It's
And it
as
lasts
big.
a
It's as big as if they're there.
I still deal with the
Yeah.
stuff. I still deal with my experiences as a child in my therapy that I go through now, because I have post-traumatic stress from that. And if we don't start to address that at the age that it's happening to them, I'm 42 now. I don't know if I should or shouldn't, but I am still dealing with post-traumatic stress from my childhood.
Yeah.
And, having my kids become addicts compounded that. So, I think you're right, and we do need to address it as young as it's happening to them in
Exactly.
your household,
And-
because it does affect you the long
Right.
term.
And then I notice too, a lot of times is people will be like not so willing to let their children, be around us, because we're open,
Right.
to it. Like if you talk with Jimmy can tell you all kinds of stuff about it. And then with them saying, well, not my child, what I try to tell them is, listen, if your child if my Jimmy sees your child in distress or sees something happening, he's going to say something. So now you're involving, us, where if you just came out and just told them, about this, they would have the knowledge. Then, then there's
They
no
can- yeah.
conflict. It's just like they want to hide.
A lot of people just feel like
Hide.
it's taboo to talk about before a certain age.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I respect their boundaries, but at the
Yes.
same token, this is happening in our communities. This is happening across the world. And, you know, teach them age appropriately, but also understand that either they're probably going to school with 4 or 5 kids whose parents are either active in treatment or dead.
Yes, and talking, playing with these kids, they must communicate with each other, and like, because Jimmy's friends know his situation. They don't know all of it, but they know enough of it that he lives with me.
Right.
And, and a lot of times the parents will come over and be like, well, what happened? And I'll be like, nothing.
But isn't Jimmy at the age now that he doesn't want to talk about a lot of things?
Yeah,
How
He's
old's Jimmy
11
now?
now.
he's 11 now.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. Turned
He's 11 now. He's angry.
Yeah.
He's very, very angry, and he's like us. He's seen us do things and getting, like, he's like, I just don't know why you keep going there. And I'm like, because it does make it does matter, and we are changing things slowly but surely, because we have changed
We've made
a lot of changes here, even coming out and talking about it. They just keep coming out and talking about it. But we have, like, our own peers. Our own peers attack us. And it's just like, it's just,
I just went through, with both my siblings, which, growing up the way we did, we're not a close family, and I don't have a lot of contact with them. Very occasionally, we'll have an interaction with my brother on Facebook, and my sister through text message, but we've all had experienced our own trauma in certain ways. We trigger each other, so we can't really physically be around each other sometimes. And so, literally, just this week, I've had an argument with both of them. One on Facebook with my brother about, addiction is a choice.
yes.
I lost my mind on him. And then my sister last night, through text message, she's using all these derogatory terms and I'm like, hello, both of your nephews are in recovery. Like, don't talk to me like this. So I don't want to hear, about what you think or don't, whatever your opinion is, because it's just an opinion. You haven't had to experience it, thank God. And my kids are not pieces of crap. My kids are not losers or any of those kind of things that you think that drug addicts are.
I
Boy, we all have lots of opinions.
Yeah.
Remember
do.
when
But
it
it's
used to
like
be a
peers.
quiet,
Yeah.
we were a quiet society?
I
It
think
was right and wrong.
the funniest thing I think that has ever had a conversation that I've had with somebody else about Big Jimmy was I was somewhere and we were talking, and they're like, "Where's Big Jim?" I said, "He's in jail." They said, "He goes to Yale?" I said, "Yeah, he does." Does that surprise you? And I walked away because I'm like,
Yeah, what else are you gonna say?
That was so
Yeah.
funny because I was like, "Hey, yeah, my kid goes to Yale." I didn't say
Yeah.
it, she said it,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then it was just so funny. I was like, because that's not what I said.
I just found out the other day that my 17-year-old nephew had to get overdosed and had to get Narcan. 17 years old.
And they're so young, and you see, and it's so funny because it's like the schools. No, it's not here. I'm like, oh my God! It's like, do you not smell that?
One of the kids that I
Yeah.
take, one of the kids that I transport in the bus out of Everett, came out of school and he said, "You're not going to believe what happened today." And I go, "What happened?" He goes, "I don't know. They called us all into the assembly hall and they started talking to us about alcohol and drugs. Why would they do that?"
Oh,
And he's like, I think he's 11.
yeah.
I think he might have just turned 11. I said, "Probably because they want you to be aware of what's out there." And he goes, "Yeah, but I'm only 11. And I want to say, do you know what I was doing at 11?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because
So I mean,
they're
at least
out there.
they're out
right?
there, and it's just younger and younger and younger.
It's funny that you're talking about the age-wise, because I've
talked to my boys off and on over the years about, you know, like why, how, when, like what I do wrong, you know, I
Yeah, I
taught you
did too.
better, like you saw your grandparents, you saw how, you know, the things that we went through growing up, and I was like a Gestapo when it came to drugs. Like you couldn't even talk about drugs in my house back in the day. I was like, you talk about drugs, you're out of here, because I just couldn't have it in my life. So I drilled it in them, drilled, don't do drugs, don't do drugs, don't do drugs. Like I just was like so authoritarian about it, and I never really took the time to explain why. I just said, you know, it's bad.
Yeah.
You know, it'll ruin your life, and don't ever do it. And so when I talk to them about it now, they're like, you know, Mom, the more you said don't do it, the more we wanted to try it because we, you know, we wanted to rebel against you. And I'm like, that's crazy thinking. Like, you know what our family history is. Why would you? Because we were 11, 12, 13 years old. They
Yeah.
wanted to experiment.
Exactly.
And, you know, a lot of people that do like to blame the parents, it's not the parents' fault because we are trying to teach our kids not to do drugs. It's the age of, you know, that age range
Yeah.
where they experiment. And people don't understand that, you know, we're looking at these 24 and 25-year-old heroin addicts now. That didn't start here. It started back here 12, 15 years ago when they, you know, took their first drag of a cigarette or their first hit of a joint or their first sip of a beer. This is where it started.
Exactly.
You know, that's where, if that's where it starts, we need to start teaching the kids way before the
Before that 11, 12 years old.
Well, that's
Yeah.
just like, it's really cool. You said that too, because it's like, it is these 24, 25, 28-year-old kids. They're like, isn't that awful? But how long have they been out of school for? Some of them 1 year, 2 years, and it's like, so they had to have had the problem for a while.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
when dealing with 22 and 23-year-olds, most of the time on average, we're looking at somebody who's been using for a minimum of 5 years, if not
Right.
more.
Yes.
And so, you know, that brings us back to that debate of when do we start teaching the kids what age group. And for me, I think I'm of the opinion, and it's just my opinion, teach them as young as possible. Like my granddaughter's 5 years old. I talk to her about it.
Yeah.
I talk to her about it in a way that is okay for her to understand at that age.
Right.
Right.
That's what I just did with the 13-year-old. She never asked any questions. I mean, you know, you could see that look, you know, like almost like what's going on. And when all this just tragedy just took place in my family, she asked me questions, and I said, you know what? I'm just going to hit her head on.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit back and tell her that this isn't or that isn't. And so she asked me questions, and I answered the questions. You know what? And I think she actually felt relieved.
Yeah,
I
because
think
you
she was
didn't.
okay because I didn't lie to her. She knew I was telling her the truth.
This generation is so much smarter and so much more advanced than any of us were. And you know, even my kids, my grandkids are way more advanced than my kids were, you know. My granddaughter's, she's in kindergarten. She can read at second grade level. So, you know, these kids are overstimulated by all of the technology that we have.
Exactly.
And we have all this other stuff. So we really need to give them the benefit of the doubt that they understand what is going on in their surroundings,
Yep.
you know.
And know they can be honest, and that you
And
have
being
somebody to
honest is-
come
yeah.
to and talk to and be
Honesty is
honest
huge,
with
yeah.
you.
No,
Right.
Let's face it. I'm 63. We had a black and white TV.
You had to get up off you had to get up off the couch to change the channel too,
Absolutely.
didn't we?
And what, I'm just saying that even the drugs today are more complex, more, you know, the THC level in weed is 24% higher
Oh.
than when we were.
I mean, look at
Smoking weed.
now the EMTs are
Oh, I'm
coming
sorry.
in
Did I just say that? When we were smoking weed.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that.
Not I said the blind man. Where's that?
Sorry
one?
about that. No, but the point is, what I'm getting at is that when we were younger, we didn't have the technology like you're saying. And we were growing up, we weren't taught in the level that we are now.
Right.
No.
And everything was, in my generation, everything was, you know, children are to be seen and not heard.
Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
that
You
was
know,
true.
you do what
Right.
you're told and you don't ask questions.
That's right.
It's not really like that today, you know. The kids are
My
more
mother,
involved.
not both parents had to work.
Yeah.
So that you
My-
have
yeah,
a
my
lot of
mother never-
latchkey
Yeah.
kids.
Latchkey.
And,
So, right, so believe it or not, we have about 3 minutes left
I know.
on our show, but if you want to keep following us, if we're going to continue on talking, you can follow us on YouTube.
Under Somerville Overcoming Addiction.
Some of Overcoming Addiction, and we'll be continuing probably for a couple more minutes. And
We always go over.
there's just never enough time to
That's
talk.
right.
Is-
So always
Right.
keep us on YouTube because we continue.
Yes.
And
I think one
especially
thing,
with
with us,
us.
I think one thing that's important about this event that we're having on September 10th is a lot of, like guest speakers. We're having guest speakers, and there again, it's to bring awareness.
So I just want to touch on that really quickly. So we have Mike Young,
Yep.
who's coming out from California as a guest speaker. He was the president of Not One More out in Illinois. And he just had a transition. I'm not exactly, I have all of his information at home. I don't exactly know off the top of my head. But I have another speaker who's agreed to come out, and his name is Frank. And Frank will have 9 months clean on September 10th.
Mhm.
He did a cold turkey through the support of Carolina's Calamari Town.
Nice.
Nice.
You go,
That's-
Frank.
Yeah, all right, Frank.
Woo.
Can't wait to meet Frank.
He sends us updates at least 2 or 3 times a month, and every time he hits a milestone, we do a big post about him, and he's doing really well.
Oh, good.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
That is
so we're
awesome.
excited about that.
I think that we need to have more things like yesterday. I couldn't make the Harrington Foundation. I wanted to go to that so bad. But I think it's important that we have things like that to let people know.
I think that what would be nice is to have all of us have one vigil.
Yeah.
One huge
One
visual.
huge
One huge
vigil.
vigil.
Yeah, I
And
agree
have
with
it
that.
on TV,
I
so
agree with
people
that.
can see the loss that we've
Oh, I
all,
agree there, yeah.
Yeah, that would be wonderful.
the thousands and thousands of people that we lose.
Because we have so many of them, and they go back to back to back, and
You just can't make all of
you
them.
just can't
can't.
make. And not
Yeah.
only that, it's like we work. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
And, in a way, I feel that I don't want to hurt someone's feelings to go to one and not another.
And that's the way, like a couple of times, like I just moved. I had this tragedy happen in my family. I moved. Like I say, I'm in my school bus at 5:45 in the morning, and Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays now. I don't get home. I just got home, ran in the house, cleaned up real quick, picked up Cathy, and came over here. And it's like, now if there was one tonight, and one tomorrow night, and I said to Julie, we got to start going to more.
But
Right.
see, but that's the thing too, I mean.
Family
a
members
lot
live
of
in
us-
different
A lot of
cities.
us need to really concentrate on self-care and.
Yes.
See, I don't. See, I don't.
And I don't either, because
Me
I'm
neither.
very much a caretaker.
Me too.
So.
I just buy a
always put
lot of
myself
makeup
last.
for under the eyes.
I don't even bother with that anymore.
These
I'm old.
events are great, but when they're back to back to back to back, I mean, you can't be expected to attend all of them
all of
because then we're not taking care of ourselves. at the end of
Exactly.
the day, you know?
Exactly.
And plus, with me, with Jimmy, he doesn't want to. He's like, I'll go to this one, I'm not going to do that. And I can't force him. Like, I begged him to come with me tonight. I'm like, just come with me. He's like, Nana, I would just rather sit here and watch TV. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
He's getting older.
He's
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
older.
Well,
Yeah, he
that's the
doesn't
thing
want
that-
me
that,
around.
And that's the thing that's funny about them, because my granddaughter comes to my house every weekend, and she's not coming this weekend because she has a big event that she has
Right.
to go to, and there's been quite a few of them. But the only thing that's beautiful about her, and it makes me feel good that, like, I'm in recovery and she knows that she's safe with me, she'll say, Nana, the kids want me to do this on Friday night. Can I go and you can pick me up when it's over? And I'm like, yeah, what time's it over, and where do you want me to pick you up? And I went to pick her up a couple of weeks ago, and there was like a talent show type thing at her school, and it was supposed to get over at 9:15. So I get there a little bit early, and I'm playing on my phone, and I get a text from her, and she says, Nana, I'm really sorry, the show's running a little bit over. And I said, so what's the big deal? I'll see you when you get out here. Well, it ran like 45 minutes over. And she came out and she goes, Nana, I'm so sorry. I said, there's nothing to be sorry about.
Right.
All I cared about, she wanted me to come there and pick her up so she could be with me on Friday night like she always is.
Nice.
And it's like she told my husband when we moved, they gave us a 2-bedroom, and she said, you know what, Papa? That bed in there is still mine and Nana's. You got to sleep in the other room. That could be my bedroom, Papa, but I don't want it to be my bedroom. That could be your bedroom.
That's so funny. I wanted to give Jimmy Walker a big shout out too. hit quite a milestone Saturday. Actually, Saturday. Listen to me, it was Friday. That Jimmy made Arrow of Light, and it's I guess the highest honor that you could get as a Cub Scout to bring over to Boy Scouts. So Jimmy Walker is an official Arrow of Light as well as a new Boy Scout.
All right, Jimmy.
So yeah,
Congratulations,
it's
Jimmy.
like
Woo,
Jimmy. He gives
Nan
back
is
to his
very
community.
proud.
I
Yeah.
am very proud.
That's
I'm
hard work.
I'm very proud. I'm very proud. I got my
Lots
own
of hard
sticker.
work.
That's
But
hard
it-
work.
Hard
Yep.
work.
But it really is, and I just hope that someday that he can inspire other kids to come, to deal with what you get, because it's what they say, the 3 C's. I
You can't control it, you can't cure it.
and didn't cause it, and you have to remember that, as well as all of us.
Right.
Also
All of us.
have to,
Yep.
and all of you out there, that you need to remember that, and that you go online, network, talk to us, email us. Sometimes like when people message us, I usually try to tell somebody who I am, because it's like you have one person, you have another, and then all of a sudden somebody else comes on, somebody else, and I just think that's amazing that everybody just, boom, well, I've done this.
Yep.
Then you have all the groups, they're closed, but you can join them. And you type in one thing, and 9 million people from all over the United
right.
States come out, and they're like, boom, you can do this, or
And some
this
of the
happened to
support
me.
that you get on these groups that we're in too. The
Nobody
support.
else could support us in the way that somebody else's experience it does.
Right.
Mhm.
It's simply when
you
I first
think?
joined. When I first joined, I'm like, I ain't putting nothing on. I'm not putting anything up on there, because that's how I grew up. That's how it was.
Secret.
And then I had to just like let my guard down. And I tried once, and the support that I got, I was like overwhelmed.
And it's amazing how many people out there live like us.
I
And they
know.
I know.
Like the secret society.
There
I'm
you go.
like,
Yeah,
oh.
exactly.
For a long time, I
Yeah.
thought it was just me.
Yeah, secret squirrel.
Yeah.
No, but the thing is that when you're having a crisis, and it could be midnight, 1, 2 in the morning, and all you do is send a message out there, and there's someone up.
And they're
Yeah.
there. They're
There's
there.
always somebody up. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
always
Isn't that
somebody.
amazing?
Always somebody awake.
It's amazing.
So you're getting support.
Yeah. You know who amazes me is Carmen
Dwyer.
Dwyer.
Oh my God.
I
she
could
is
swear to
amazing.
God, I'm like 4 o'clock in the
4 o'clock
morning, sitting at my kitchen table crying, and I'm like, I'm just sitting here, and I typed it, posted it, and she's like, Judy, are you okay? I'm like, are
Yeah.
you out of your mind? What are you doing up this early?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Conversation with her, like,
but this
there was
girl
one
just
night
never
that I couldn't
sleeps.
sleep, and God, it must have been 3:30, 4 o'clock in the
Yeah,
morning.
she's so
She's always on.
she's
Right
o-
there.
she's
She's
so
always on. She's
inspirational
amazing.
to me. She sends me things, and it's funny because I'm like, do you like have a camera at my house? Like, how do you know that I'm going through this stuff? And it always fits of what's happening to me, and because I am not the only one. It's all of us, and we all feel this way, and we all suffer from the same exact thing. And
we do.
yes, we do. And I thank you guys so much.
We're gonna have to do this again.
Yes.
Yeah.
We always have to do
Always.
everything
We'll just
again.
we'll just make sure that we can get Julia Night off. Julie Bunch is the founder of Waltham Overcoming.
Yes.
Very disappointed she couldn't be here tonight.
She had to work.
She had to work.
Things better start changing.
We're
now.
thinking
Things are
about
gonna change around here, Julie Bunch. I'm telling you right
Julie,
now.
seriously.
Come on, Julie.
She's giggling now.
Yeah, she's laughing now. She's like,
I'm thinking that, yeah.
Well, actually, we've gone over time. The show's not on any longer. We're still on YouTube. But I want to thank you so much. And let's talk
Thank
again
you.
about Maris, M-A-R-S-I.
Marcy.
Marcy, I'm
M-A-R-S-I,
sorry.
yep. Marcy Road.
M-A-R-S-I.
Marcy Road.
Marcy Road.
I can't wait until it comes out. on
I'm
a
like,
great
try it
app.
out,
I mean, on
guys. If you can
iPhone.
find it on the Google App Store. The Google App Store. Find it, look at it. Just let me research it. Look at it.
No.
It's free.
It's free, right? You can't go wrong.
But the thing is, you never know if you might need it.
Someday.
If you have
need a
someone that's
plan.
actively addicted, even in recovery, it
That's a
does
big
not
word.
hurt to have,
Have the
to
support.
download.
You need a
Yeah,
plan. You need a
absolute-
plan, because
yeah.
when it happens, you're not going to have time.
To think.
It's gonna kick you right off your feet and spin you. And I can't. address that so serious that you need a plan. And write stuff down, research stuff, put it in a drawer. If you never use it, you never use it.
And this is
But-
what Judy and I have
Actually,
talked
oh
about,
my
the
God.
plan.
All the time.
This is what I do for me, because I'm a scatterbrain. I know
Mhm.
you guys.
She's really blonde.
Half the time,
She's really blonde.
you know that we're walking around in a fog, especially
Yeah.
in a crisis.
Yeah,
Email it to yourself.
right.
You need to research something, and you don't want to misplace it, and you want, you know that in that moment you're not going to be able to digest what it is that you're reading. Send the email to yourself, so that way there.
What a
When
perfect idea. You do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
It's a paper
So,
trail,
yeah,
right.
It's a paper trail, but it's also right at your fingertips when you do have the clarity of mind to go back and read something.
And not only that,
digest
you
it.
know what I just thought of
And it's
too?
right where you'll find it.
You might not be home when it hits you.
Yep.
You could be somewhere, and then you're just like, oh, I gotta run home and get that. And this way, it's like right there.
Right on
And
your
if
telephone.
not, you can use the app.
That's right.
That's right.
So download the app.
And one of the other things that I think is so important, and it's only because I know because of the death of Carrie, if you have any inkling that anybody's using drugs, you gotta have Narcan in your house.
You have to have.
There was no
Narcan.
Narcan in this house. There was no Narcan.
Do you
in
think
this
if
house.
there was, it would have been a different result?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. There was no Narcan, and I asked her why, because believe it or not, her mother and I have been friends for 55 years. And I said to her, why was there no, my son was staying there, and your daughter, why was there no Narcan in the house? And you know what she said? Because the kids told me they were clean.
Yeah.
And I get it. I get it.
I stay stocked up even.
I do too.
Yeah.
I
And
always
you know
make
what
sure
I
it's
do?
up to date
when I
too.
get a lot, when I have like a lot, and I know that I'm like a little bit hoarding it, and it's really shouldn't be.
Yeah.
I give it to the panhandlers. When
Mhm.
I'm driving through Lowell and
Yeah.
stop at a light, and there's
Yeah.
a panhandler, I'll roll down the window and be like, "Here you go."
We can talk for hours, so why
Yes.
don't we just say good night?
Good night.
Good
night.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks for watching, and come back on next week.
This girl has to go home, work early, school. Ah,
All of us.
yeah.
Me too.
I so appreciate you guys coming out. That was really
Thank
great.
you.
I'm glad to.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for having us.
Yeah, any time we have to do it again.
Yeah, we'll do it again.
All right, good night, everybody.
Good night.